who will forget the contribution that Benni McCarthy played in this team? Who will forget the contribution that Brandon Truter played in this team? People forget times that when I brought Brandon Truter, it was at the time that I was in doubt about our capacity to qualify for the top 8. And also I was looking at the performance of the team in the season up to the time. And we obviously failed to make it to the knockout stages of the CAF Champions League. And I needed assurances that we will give it our best shot to qualify for the MTN 8. And when we brought Brandon Truter, he improved the performance of the team, and we just made it into top 8. We finished number 7. And the fact that we qualified to play in the MTN 8 final was as a result of us qualifying, making it into the top 8. So his intervention was very remarkable, and we thank him for that. Under Dlamini, we would not have bought into the team if Ayanda, during the time that the team was playing in the bubble, didn't put as much effort as it did. And obviously when we came on board, we said, Ayanda, stay put, coach the team, these boys understand you, let's see how it goes. After about 6 or 7 games, he said, Mohamed, Ayanga. And we said, no, we'd like to keep you in the team, but step back from the hot seat. And his contribution has been immense. And he's someone that is still considered by us at AmaZulu as part of the family. He may be outside of our structures, but we consider him as really part of the family. I said to him, when we celebrate 100 years, there's no reason why you and Dlamini should not be in the team. So he's coaching in lower ranks, soccer, but he's acquired knowledge, and who knows, it's up to him, of course. Romain Falls, that we called Fohloza. He introduced a style of soccer that at the time was totally not appreciated at times. But there's something I saw. I know I was crucified for having so much faith in him. I still thought he was a great soul. He was young, but his knowledge and of soccer, sense of accountability, and technical prowess was quite remarkable. And of course, we have a technical team that is in place now that continue to do good work, and for which I'm very proud. On the administration side, we also acknowledge the contributions of people like Lady Dlamini, who became an institution at AmaZulu. He had been here for a very long time. He was our team manager at AmaZulu for a long time, and he played a huge role that we deeply appreciate. And so was my friend, childhood friend, and an astute professional, Moses Mabhida, who was general manager for at least 2 seasons that I was with that we've been involved with AmaZulu. His contribution is deeply appreciated. And all these people have played a huge role in terms of us completing this minimum cycle of 4 years. Some of the achievements on those years, we know that in season 2020-21, we played for 6 matches without a draw and without a loss. So it was all wins. And we did say that at the time, no team had done that. It's it's only last year that Sundowns really did the wonders that it did. And I think the previous season as well, they had a streak of 6 or so games, which were all wins. So we believe that we actually made other teams to also look at the statistic of successive wins and to look at that as part of the key performance measure. The only time that we began to drop points during that season was when we drew against Moses Sandile. We had quarter 3 as our season, so of that season as our quarter. We had someone like Benni McCarthy become coach of the month in succession, and Benni Mota becoming player of the month for May. We had Benni McCarthy becoming coach of the season for 2021 season. You know, I'm highlighting these things because when we begin to reset and raise the bar, we're not setting the bar unreasonably on matters which are unprecedented in the team. We have made these accomplishments. There's no reason why we cannot achieve them again. And we had said during that season, we want to be a top 4 team. We are a top 4 team. And we were saying that without much basis, was the team that had, we had inherited was by and large not changed. We introduced a couple of players like Memela, Mulenga, just to name a few. But in addition to people like Gumed, Shoes, Abokobi, the backline remained largely unchanged. People like Abohanamu are people that we brought much later. We said we wanted a top 4 finish, and people laughed at us. We did not only accomplish the top 4 finish, we became number 2. And I believe we had at the time a squad less competitive than the squad we had last season. Less competitive than the squad we have assembled for this season. But we achieved it. So these are feats of accomplishments that we need to become very familiar with at AmaZulu. And we remain committed to the goal of AmaZulu becoming an entrenched top 4, top quartile team. And I'm not changing on that. Someone may say, look, President, maybe you took your foot off the pedal in the last 2 seasons because I had other commitments. This season, I'm going to be back in the trench myself. The accomplishments, I'll take credit for them. The failures, I'll also put them on my shoulder. A lot more will be expected of me to be the front line. We now have the GB, Pablo Franco Martin, who is our head coach, and we believe we have the right man for the job. If, for example, you look at last season, the first season in charge, we had 36 points at the end of the season. Of which, we could have added easily other 14 points if we had been officiated more justly. We are on record as saying that the way we had dealt with the terms was less than fair. If we had got maximum points, I think we would have easily been a top 4 team. And sometimes you win, it builds momentum. I'm just talking about points that should have come our way, not about additional points that would have come from momentum. But and it is for that reason that we said we have the right person for the job, and when I want him to continue leading the charges. It's the second season in the DStv Premier Soccer League, and we believe that he now has even better requirements to accomplish what we want him to accomplish. I want a top 4 finish this season, and in fact next season I want AmaZulu to go back to Africa to play ideally in the CAF Champions League. At West, in the Confederations Cup, there's talk that it might be scrapped, whether it's a rumor or it comes on official circles, I don't know. But for that reason, we cannot take the risk of qualifying for Confederations Cup only to find that it's defunct. We want to play in the CAF Champions League, and everyone knows exactly what needs to be done. And on that one, I will just take no. I will not take a no for an answer. I'm expecting all the players to be fit for purpose. I'm expecting the administration to be fit for purpose. I'm expecting the technical team to be fit for purpose. So we can analyze the last 3 seasons, and we'll see that if you look at the season of 2020-2021, we had an overall 1.8 points per game. Okay, for the entire season, we got 54 points out of 30, an average of 1.8 points per game. And then last season, we improved on the previous season, but still just not good enough. We had 1.2 points per game, which is basically less than half of the points on offer. I'm a mathematician, I'm a scientist, and I look at things mathematically. If you're getting 1.2 out of 3, there's no way you can stand, on a mountain and say, I've done exceptionally well. No ways. I've got even less than half of the points on offer. So we need to up our game. If you look at the issues that will raise as points of concern, we have not won more than 10 games per season in the last 3 seasons. Okay, we've not won more than 10 seasons, so 10 games per season in each of the last 3 seasons. We achieved less than 30% win percentage per season in the last 3 seasons. We have not scored more than 30 goals per season in the last 3 seasons. Last season, if you look at most of the stats, we're the top 2 teams, one of the top 2 teams in terms of creating chances for goals. We're unable to convert them. And the scope for us to bang in the goals is there, because we create opportunities. We get into goal scoring positions that gets recorded as a goal scoring opportunity, but we don't convert those. We need to do something about that.